What? How are you all doing? It's hot up here. Randomly got it into my head that I would look for my external graphics card box for my T430 ThinkPad laptop, so I could plug like a I don't know, a regular graphics card you put in your PC, so a 1050 Ti, 750 Ti, one of my 7970s. I could plug that into the box, provide it with power, plug the box into the laptop using one of the express card slots, and use an external graphics card on that laptop, so I'd make it as powerful as the laptop that we've just had flake on us. Up there, looking around, digging around, getting stuck, getting cut up. Can't find anything. But do you remember a little while ago I lost some DVDs, Azumi 1 and 2? And I was quite upset about it because I thought it was all the way over there. Yeah? All on the other side of the loft. Well, look. Now, I can't remember if I mentioned or not. I actually bought another copy of Azumi 1 and 2 because it was like $1.50 or something on Amazon. Stuff on top of the box that I can't be bothered to move. Curse you driver CDs, this is where they all go. Ugh. But look, I've got lots of random stuff in here. Halo collections and bloody... Oh, hang on, is this the one I was describing to everyone? Because it looks like I might have 2 copies of Azumi 1 and 2. I do! Oh my god! Hang on. Ugh, come on, you've got to come off, because you're annoying me now. You... off. No! Sealed on the other side now! Oh, you're just doing this to annoy me. 2 hands, really the method here. I don't drop everything. There's not a whole hell of a lot of room to move. Whole hell of a lot of room to move up here, don't I? Oh, more DVDs. Look! I believe that's Inky's copy of Fight Club. My many copies of Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. I can't remember if one of these actually came with the extra disc for I got one of these from Stone's Video, just down the road. Does this come with the 2 disc? I can't remember if one of these is the one that has the original video animation on it, which I really quite enjoyed. And then I think this one might have been my original one. Oh, hang on. Or is it? Okay. But the meat here, because I couldn't find my the Pirates of the Caribbean on Xbox. I don't think I ever finished that one. Dead or Alive 2, great game. Love that game. Yeah. Hang on. There you go. Azumi, the movie, you can't see that because of the light, but yeah, that was one of my original copies, I believe, of Azumi 1 and 2. It might have just been Azumi 1, to be fair. And then for Azumi 1 and 2, I believe this is the exact same box that I have downstairs that I bought from Amazon. Azumi the Double Bill. Azumi 1 and 2. Yeah. I really enjoyed this film. Really enjoyed this film. But I found it now, so fuck yeah! I've got many copies. And if it wasn't completely obvious, I have many copies of many things, because why not? Oh yeah, that's why I didn't bother looking in here. Because this is the depressing, the most expensive fucking, you know, the rarest GameCube case collection. Because all of my GameCube games have been fucking lifted. Ugh. They took the good stuff, didn't they? They didn't take any of the shit with them. Sadness. Anyway, put all this stuff away. I can't find the external graphics card box. So, I'm going to leave here before I sweat to death. Consider that to be the highlight of the day. plates come with it. Thin and empty. I said that looking for that external GPU thing was probably going to be the highlight of the day. I was right. Thank you, wifey. Chill. No, stop. Stop. That's my main problem with cold drinks. If it's not tea or something fizzy, I just neck it. It's so good though. Excellent. Now, I've been thinking, laptop and eGPU. I wanted to upgrade one of my T430s to a 1080p IPS display. Doesn't have, well, it's got a 1366 by 768 pixel display. Not even 1080. Look, that's not even 1080p. Okay. A lot of the other machines that I've worked on over the years, like example, what can't stuck? The what is this? The G550JK. I gave Twinkie. The one that I'd kind of convinced myself was as powerful as Alcatraz. It isn't. 1080p, lovely screen. The Asus ROG Strix, 1080p, lovely screen. Going back to a 768 line screen is, it's a bit. So I ordered this. This is a display cable for the T430. If you owned what was it called? The T430S? I think it was the S. Later on they started calling them the Ps, the performance models. But if you bought one of the other models, or you had a T430 with an already high res screen, you'd have one of these cables in it. What this allows you to do is use what they call the HD Plus screens. It's got a slightly higher pin count, which will allow you to plug in a higher density screen. Bought this so that I can buy, this was like £7, so that I can buy a 30 quid display to give me just a few more pixels, not IPS. If I wanted to upgrade to 1080p IPS, that would cost me about £110. No. Would be nice, but no. Which is where the whole external display, external graphics card thing, I was like, why I could do all of my base stuff on the laptop as is, I do now, using the 768p screen. Then I could plug in an eGPU into, a proper TV or whatever, and then do the rest of the magic. And I'd even have the power to game on it if I wanted to when I'm at home. I like that idea. I like the idea that you've got a low to middle end laptop, a low power laptop, reasonably low power, where you can change the batteries and all that, so you can go all day if you wish. And then if you want it, you can't do anything too hardcore on it. You can kind of work on a few little projects here and there. But then when you come home, you whap it down on your table, you put it in a dock or whatever, and all of a sudden, bam, it's a beast. It's got, it's running at, the graphics performance is far higher than it was when you kind of had it in portable mode. You can hook it up to a big screen TV, play your games, edit your video and all that kind of stuff. As a desktop machine, it's got kind of two lives. But I don't like machines that you can't change the batteries on these days. newer models are pretty cool in that you can charge them off phone power banks, but so I'm kind of working on a middle ground at the moment. I want to get my laptop to just the right so that it's good for me to do everything I want. I'm doing a lot of stuff on it, even though it's not as powerful as the Strix, which is there. So Strix is in that bag there. Just I can't be bothered. Like I said, it's 130 quid to just change the fans, and I don't feel confident in the fans, and I still haven't jumped up and down at Asus yet. There's the T430 plugged into the telly. We were just watching some random anime with it. But, and that thing's silent. Oh, I love it. Even when you're running at full blast, it's silent. But I do wish I had the eGPU still. I wish I knew where the adapter was. I know where the power supply for it is, but that'd be great. So you just plug in the adapter down here in the express card slot, and you plug in a full desktop graphics card, and you're good to go. As long as you're not CPU bound, good to go. It's one of the things that they took off on the newer models as well that I'm not a huge fan of. And the screen res ain't awful. If I load up yesterday's vlog, I mean, it's not great either. I've worked on worse. Where did I put the mouse? That's on the other side of the screen. This is what I'm working with. Oh, loading clips, loading clips. There you go. This is what I'm working with. This is the resolution I've got. And if we go down. Yeah. Like, you can barely work on anything. It's great. But, yeah. Where did that come from? I don't know. Empty day. Wanna really put in a better screen. Oh, by the way, that cable. This cable will work on, well, obviously the machine's listed here, but you can also actually use it to power or drive a 768p screen. So I was actually going to do it today, but I haven't got around to it. So at some point, expect that to have at least a better cable in it to drive a higher res screen. And then maybe one day it will have a higher res panel in it. Randomness. Random. Do love old computers though. Really do. This is of no interest to anyone. But, oh man. I have just spent a wee bit of time organising the last year of daily vlogs. Putting them all onto one hard drive. I think the year before's is split over two drives, or there's another chunk of the vlogs that hasn't been put onto a hard drive yet. But I like to try and keep each year on a drive, on the same drive if I can help it. Okay, so I think year 1 and year 2 fit on one drive. Year 3 has its own drive, 4 has, and so on. Was last year like 8 has its own drive, but I got it a 2 terabyte drive, thinking, you know what? I think there was what was the rule? I think the rule for the vlog ended up tying into the 18-month challenge. The idea was that originally was that I would record the vlog until I filled that drive, and then I would call it done. Okay, I would call it a day, and I would be very conservative with what I did, and I would make sure I used as little space as possible. 30-minute vlogs aren't very good at that, by the way, but I was trying to be good with space. I was even rendering in a completely different format to what I normally would. Normally I'd render in H.264. I started rendering in H.265, so what would be roughly a 3 gigabyte vlog would become a 1.5 gig vlog. And yet somehow, on a 2 terabyte hard drive, for 1 year's worth of vlogs, I had 3 gigs of space left. 3. The year almost didn't fit on the drive. Which now is going to be a real ball ache to try and sort out what I want to do for this year's worth of vlogs. They're not interesting, I get it, but there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of footage. And I'm sure I have lost a few days worth of footage along the way. But Christ, this is ridiculous. Even at H.265, I'm using nearly 2 terabytes a year. Just this shit. This shit. Not events, not going out on hikes, not fucking flying to the moon or punching babies in the face. Like, just sat here twiddling my thumbs. I'm using 2 terabytes of footage. I have been tempted, seeing as this will do it, assuming I want to keep using my phone, to set that the phone will record in H.265 as well, so I'll be saving space there. This thing isn't particularly great quality, I know. I'd like to have a slightly... I don't want to go like 4K or anything, but I want to have a proper camera again. I don't like having the phone thing. I've started to become like addicted to looking at the digital well-being thing on my phone that tells you how long you've been using the phone for per day, and most of my time using it is either Twitch chat or doing this, and it's annoying. Considering everything else I do on a computer, so why don't I just get a dedicated camera? This doing what everyone else does, saving photos to the cloud and all that it's not for me. It really isn't. Especially when I don't keep the videos. Videos do not get backed up to the cloud, they get deleted. Just the photos go up. And I don't take many photos with my phone. 2 fucking terabytes! 2 terabytes and you're trying to take it easy. So I might have to, if I can't get a 2 terabyte MSATA. So I might have to grab another 2 terabyte drive to fit in the media bay, like I did before to do year 7, and Jesus Christ! I bet how many other daily vloggers do you think actually keep all of their footage? This is dumb. Inky.
Yeah.
It's a romantic meal for 2.
Yes.
Look.
I know. I made it.
Look.
I know.
Dear.
I did make it.
You sure?
Uh-huh.
Oh. Look. Would you say that was a Dairy Lunchable for adults, Inky? That was amazing. Right. So, I want to go to bed. I'm tired and I'm old and I'm tired and I just want to go to bed because I'm tired and I'm old. But I really need to work on vlog storage. Like, really need to. Just a little thing on technical, and people can say, well, I don't give a crap about this. When the vlog camera died, the little point and shoot camera died, that's when things turned into a nightmare for storage. So I pulled out old cameras, and the older cameras had worse compression algorithms in place, worse formats, and whilst the image quality was pretty good, the file sizes were massive, and like vlogs have become like 8 gigs plus a day, right? If you stand in a dark room and you just light yourself, right, the files are going to be like really small. If you don't move around a lot, now, right, well obviously there's going to be a little bit of jitter from where I'm moving my arm, but you know, the file sizes are smaller. The less detail and the less movement, the smaller the file sizes. Which means if you kind of do things, if you mention things after they've happened, you're saving a lot of space. If I were to go out and make videos of wandering around town and that all the time, they'd be huge. It's just the way the compression is. Like the more motion you have and the more detail there is, the higher the file size is up until the algorithm hits its limit, or the compression algorithm hits its limit and says, nope, now we're just going to kind of macro block to dust, and the file is going to disappear. Because like they'll have like a maximum bitrate allowed or whatever, and I'll just say, nope, and then just, it'll collapse. I am so glad I've not gone to 4K. I'm so glad that I've not been bothered by resolution. It was funny when Zeba came down, because he's like, yeah man, I'm working on 720p. Damn, I haven't worked on 720p footage in forever. Back when we were using my Sony HX9V like Cybershot dealio, I was recording that at 1080/50, and then releasing it in 720/30 or 720/25, I think. So much space, so many files, so many hard drives, and I need to find a way to fucking organize it. It's oh my god, it's ridiculous. Sometimes standing on a static plain background or in a dark room or something like that, or just sitting there talking is probably the better thing to do for the sake of my sanity. And also using older hardware. So this the second thing is using the older hardware. I was talking to DeWald today actually, because he messaged me this evening. Literally the message was just like fucking Windows, and I was like, "What's up, man?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, like there was a problem where the start bar isn't working on Windows 10 and nothing was coming up, and so he had to restart Windows Explorer, which would then give him the start bar back. But every time he rebooted the machine, something else had happened." And he said he did something to fix it, but then it deleted all of his preferences for the start bar. And I was like, dude, since the Strix died, my gaming laptop, or since the fan has started to fail, I've been exclusively back on Linux, and it's been pretty solid. I'm using hardware that is so old, you can buy parts super cheap. You can replace the entire machine for £130. You can buy any number of parts online for pennies in a lot of cases. Like speakers will be a couple bucks. The most expensive part of that laptop is like the screen and the battery. You can buy keyboards for it for like between £10 and £15, speakers for like a tenner, cabling for a tenner and stuff like that. It's because I mentioned that as well because I kept on thinking I should probably fix the Strix. I should fix the gaming laptop. It is new hardware. It is super powerful, super useful. I can do things really easy, really quickly on it. But then I remembered. So I've said before about how I'm worried that if I were to replace the fans that have broken, they've been flaky since like month one of owning the laptop. Within a month of owning the laptop, problems started to happen. Problems started to occur. So if I replace the fans, will they start to flake again? Most people say no, you probably just got a bad batch. But DeWald also has a gaming laptop from a different brand, and his fans are garbage too. He has to constantly open up the laptop to clean them out. And it's not even that they're really that dirty, it's just it seems like there's like the bearings are worn and they just make a load of noise, and he's having kind of the same issue as me, but mine's completely unbalanced and shot to shite. I do not feel confident in modern hardware enough to justify spending £130, £140 on fans where I could buy a whole new laptop that isn't as powerful, but is more reliable. So I'm going to probably keep on working on the T430 and upgrading the T430s, and even buying spares of those for a time until I do decide to jump up and down and shout at Asus and say, like, "Come on, guys, get it sorted." Because I don't think I'm ever going to buy. I don't think I'll ever buy a brand spanking new modern computer ever again. PC maybe, laptop no, not anymore. Not anymore. So I'm gonna head off. Hope you're well. My God, I need to work on a storage array. I'll see you all with a bit of luck tomorrow.